pulled up.
All right.
All right, we are live. Hello and welcome to the 14th episode of the Trip Sitters podcast. A very special interview we got here. A person who has a bunch of different disorders: schizophrenia, depersonalization slash derealization, generalized anxiety, agoraphobia, and panic disorder. Who is also on 24 different medications, including inhalers. I'm glad that you are on the show, Chase. I am glad that you are here. How was your day today?
My day was good. I'm a little anxious about being on for the first time.
I can see so. Yeah, no, it's not easy talking on here, but hey, we got it. Everyone's here to support you, and yeah, everyone's going to be interested in hearing about this because a lot of people just love to, like, especially me. I love to hear about just different things that go on in the mind, and especially how drugs affect that. So yeah, we got 27 people in here, so we're gonna wait a little bit until we get a little bit more, but
All right.
and then we'll start. But yeah, so for me personally today, I'm glad I finished my job. Working was pretty tough today, but I got through it, and now I'm here. I did the live stream yesterday. I don't know if you saw that or anything, but that was a wild live stream. Uh, but I got my beer, and I'm ready to ask these questions. And also in the chat, I will try and see if I can get any questions from you guys. Maybe it'll be a special time for it. But we are going to probably ask specifically my questions, and then maybe we'll set a specific time for it. I would say like an hour we'll be on here, and then we'll let you go, and then we'll talk about I'll talk about the interview, and then so we'll let you go after like probably around 6:30 or whenever we feel right. So I'd say we can start now. So so with these disorders that you have, when did you first get diagnosed with your first one, and what was your first disorder that you got diagnosed with?
Mentally, my first disorder I was diagnosed with was major depression and ADHD, like a dual diagnosis.
Okay.
And that was maybe at the age of 12, I would say.
12. Okay. So with and you got prescribed medications for that, right?
Yes.
Do you remember which medications were prescribed for that?
Fluoxetine for the depression and Adderall for the ADHD.
And you're not currently on those right now, right?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. So, uh, since this is about schizophrenia, I want to know when you were diagnosed with that. Like, when did that start? When did you start feeling symptoms and stuff of it? Like, did you know you were a schizophrenic at that point, or like did the doctor have to tell you, like the physician was like, okay, you have this, or was it just like, did you? I don't know. Can you go and explain a little bit into that?
Well, I've had like weird things throughout my whole life where I've like had kind of delusions. Like
Mm-hmm.
when I was maybe 12 or so, I was super scared of Slender Man.
Mm.
And as a young kid, I was scared of like snipers shooting me. But it
Okay.
never got really bad until I was around 17. So like 2017.
Okay. And what was your next steps when 2017 came around? Do you remember like what happened that year? Did you start getting prescribed a lot of medications at that point, or was it just like a slow buildup?
It was uh, pretty rapid, but I wasn't on too many meds at that point because after that, um,
If you don't remember,
sorry.
that's fine. No, it's okay.
But my biggest one that was a red flag was some doctors thought it was a manic episode, but I went out during the middle of the night for really no reason. I walked a few miles away,
Oh,
and
wow.
then people in ghillie suits that weren't actually real, they were made up in my mind.
What kind of suits were they?
Ghillie, like,
Ghillie?
yeah, like snipers, kinda.
Okay, so snipers have like a big, they that like has. So is that one of your biggest fears now, snipers and stuff?
Well, not really anymore. I'm pretty much in remission from psychosis.
Okay, so that was a psychosis episode or like a manic episode that you.
I think it was a mixture, in my
Okay,
opinion.
so I wrote down or I put on my notes app here all the medicines you are on. If I mispronounce it, I'm sorry. You got caraprazine, clozapine, chlorpromazine, alprazolam XR, alprazolam intensol, liquid alprazolam, baby aspirin, benztropine, rizatriptan, montelukast, oh god, I did a video on this.
Lamotrigine.
Lamotrigine, yes, desvenlafaxine, metoprolol, diletiaz, oh god, can you
Ditalism.
ditalazam, atropine, glycopyrrolate, and then your inhalers. So that is quite a bit.
Yeah.
When you were so, how old are you now?
I am turning 24 this month.
24. So since those 7 years, it kind of like it started off slow, but then you're like up to where you're at now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So back to that manic episode that you had, the slash manic slash psychosis episode. Were you scared when you realized what was going on?
When I was like in active psychosis, for some reason, I mean, yeah, it's really scary, but it's not as scary as you would think. Per
Okay.
se.
And why is that?
Because, well, I mean, once it starts, yeah, it's very scary, but once you kind of get used to it, and once you're on meds that you can tell what's real and what's not, it gets easier.
Okay, so that's how I feel about when I get panic attacks. When I first got a panic attack, I was terrified. I thought I was going to die, but then now when I know when it's coming on, I feel it and I know it's just a panic attack and I'm not dying. So that's kind of like how I feel, like how you see it as that. So how many now I'm trying to think off the top of my head here because I wrote down these questions, but I'll probably get to them. But now what you're saying is kind of interesting me even more into something else. How many? Could you count how many episodes you have had, or is it just not as many, or have you had like a bunch?
Well, the mania, I've never really been diagnosed with mania. I just think that's happened, and my family thinks that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably happened maybe 4 or 5 times, and it lasts like a week and a half.
Oh wow. Okay. And what goes on during those episodes?
I can't sleep. I can't really eat. I feel like really euphoric. I'm irritable.
And so not sleeping, that kind of increases the hallucinations because sleep deprivation really can really cause some bad hallucinations. I just had some bad ones when I was up for 42 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So man, how do you even like process this? How do you just like go about your day just normally, like just living with this? Like how do you just do it? You just do it, or you just do you have something like a plan that you go through, or are you just like, all right, I got to get through this?
Well, now I don't really get them anymore because of the meds that I'm on.
Okay.
But, when they were happening,
Yeah.
uh, I had really bad memory while they were happening. Like, I remember bits and pieces.
Okay. Um, so now with the medications that you're on, is there like which which medication has helped you the most?
Clozapine, definitely.
Clozapine. What has clozapine done for you that has helped so much?
It's put me in complete remission of psychosis.
Okay, that's definitely really good.
Yeah,
Is there like, do you get euphoria from it as well with it?
no.
There's no euphoria. Okay.
No, but it's very, very sedating.
Oh, it's
Like,
okay.
once I take it, like after an hour after I take it, I am out.
Okay. And do
If
you?
I take all of it at night.
Oh, I was just about to ask you next question. I was gonna say, when do you take these? So you take all of them at night. All so, uh, minus the inhalers. So you just do them all at. You just do them, take them one by one. These medications, or you just put them all in your mouth at once just to swallow it.
Well, clozapine is the one that I take all of it at night. Well, I guess there are some more, but I do take some during the day too. And
Okay.
yeah, I swallow them all at once. I've been taking pills for so long for my issues.
You're just so used to it now.
Yeah, I can swallow like I don't know how many pills total I take at night because a lot of them I take more than one.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just swallow them all.
Mm. I guess that's the way to do it, man. That's the way to do
Yeah.
it. So, is there something that has been like, uh, what has been the most challenging part of, treating these disorders or controlling them? Like, um, what is so tough about this? Like, since you're taking so many, and then you got these disorders that you all have to control. Like, what's the most difficult part living with this?
Um, the most difficult part was definitely before I was on medicine for it.
What was
And
happening during that?
well, before I was on meds, I just was people would call me batshit crazy for like a period of a couple years
Oh
before
wow.
they finally put me on the right med, which was clozapine.
And so, what were you on before clozapine that didn't work? Do you remember?
I started off on Abilify, then
Okay.
I was on Loxapine, then I was on Geodon, then I was on Haldol, then I was on Acenapine, then I was on clozapine and uh, also prochlorperazine, which is for an antipsychotic that's used for nausea too.
Okay.
Thorazine, which is also used for nausea and schizophrenia. I was on it for nausea. Well, both.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was on Preprazine or Vraylar.
You were on Vraylar.
Yes.
Did that cost a lot of money? I hear it costs quite a bit.
With the insurance I'm on, my disability insurance, I don't have to pay for it.
Okay. So, what you're saying is none of those worked. Or,
They helped, but they didn't completely.
but you're saying that.
Some more than others.
Okay, so you're saying that clozapine just completely helps with it.
Yes.
Okay. Um, and is there like, so with your schizophrenia, and I know you said you're treated, but like when you were seeing and hearing things like other than the snipers and stuff, is there like anything else you were seeing and hearing that you can remember off the top of your head? Or that you still see by chance?
Uh, yeah, I would see cars that weren't there. I'd hear voices. I saw shapeshifters. I saw rats on the floor.
Ooh.
I saw, um, one time I saw a ground and go back down.
Oh, could you repeat that? It cut
One
out really quick.
time, oh, there was a coat. My dad's
Oh,
coat was on the ground. And then it, like, rose, like, maybe 6 or 8 inches into the air.
jeez.
Um, Obviously, I've seen the ghillie suit people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh yeah, people following me around. Uh, I would see like inanimate objects blink, like stuffed animals blink.
Mm-hmm.
It's been so long because I've been
Yeah.
up close to people like 2020.
Oh, since 2020 is okay. So you haven't seen any of this stuff since then, or heard?
Very, very mildly on occasion, but not for the past couple of years, no.
Okay.
But when I did have it, I could tell what was wrong
Okay.
while I was on the phone.
So you said you heard voices. They were they. Do you remember if they were negative voices or were they positive or were they like kind of neutral?
They were bad and neutral. I wouldn't really say any of them were good.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember what they were saying? If you can, like if they were, if you can remember, or if you're okay to say it.
Yeah, they would tell me to hurt myself. They would tell me that people were watching me. They would, like, like, animals would talk to me, computers would talk to me. It's been so long.
Yeah. We got all day here, man. Don't worry. You can think about it. But so, okay. So I guess I can move on to now. I have another question I added on to that. Did you like when they told you to hurt yourself? Did you actually act upon those voices, or did you not? Did you know that you were like, okay, I cannot do this because they're voices they're not real.
Well, I didn't know there were voices at the time,
Mm-hmm.
but I still did not harm myself.
You didn't?
Yes, I did not.
Okay. Okay, that's good at least.
Yeah.
So, when you were in school, how did it affect your schooling?
I missed a lot of classes while I was in college, and I had to go and not like in a solitary confinement, but like in a counselor's room to calm down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, from psychosis and the hospitalizations and stuff, I missed quite a few classes of college.
Are you still going to college?
No, I graduated last year.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Must have been, that's probably a pretty big achievement for you.
Oh yes, definitely.
Getting through that, that's crazy. So, let me see here. Let me see if anyone has asked any questions here. How much does it
All right.
cost? Yeah. How much? So you said you have insurance. How much does it? Like, is there any out-of-pocket costs you have for these medications?
No.
No, it's all covered.
Yep.
Oh wow. Okay. Someone said, "How did you figure out you have schizophrenia?" I think we already went through that, didn't we? I think we asked that at the beginning. I forgot.
Yeah. My family was really concerned, took me to a psychiatrist, and at first he diagnosed me with major depressive features, and then he changed it to schizophrenia.
Okay. Um, has there been like, can you name the worst medication you have been on, like the one that negatively affected you the most?
Haldol, 100%.
What happened on Haldol? Like, what would go on in your mind and in your physically and mentally?
It physically gave me something called neuroleptic Parkinsonism,
Oh, I've heard of that.
which,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah, it gave me that really, really bad.
That's scary.
So I've been taking cogentin, which has been stroking the same thing,
Okay.
and that helped quite a bit. I still have tremors, but they're not a quarter as bad as they were when I was on Haldol.
So you would not recommend that to people, or is it just you think that was just with you?
No, I've heard it happen to other people. I think if it helps people, it does, but I don't think it should be a first-line treatment, which it wasn't for me. But
Oh, okay. Um, and then we went over the clozapine is the best one. So, do you feel like you're overprescribed since you do have 24 different current medications, or do you feel like you kind of have to take these to like get through life?
I think I have to take them, definitely for my physical and mental health.
Mm-hmm. Have you tried any natural medicines by chance?
Um, mm, I mean, I've tried, and but nothing really for psychiatric.
Oh, could you repeat that? It cut out again.
Nothing for like psychiatric problems, but for pain, I've taken kratom before.
Oh, okay. So what about psychedelics? Have you ever dabbled in those?
Yes. Psilocybin.
And when was the last time you did psilocybin mushrooms?
Maybe 2019.
2019. So that was before you got the clozapine, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, but I was still on a med that blocked the 5-HT2A receptor, antipsychotic that did that.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't really do anything to me.
So you didn't trip or anything?
No.
And do you remember if it was like a big dose? Maybe you didn't take enough?
I believe it was 6 grams.
Oh, wow. 6 grams?
Yeah.
Of any mushroom, that could be a lot. Dang. Wow. That's crazy. How do you feel on a daily basis now? Do you feel content with life, or do you just go with the flow?
I kind of just go with the flow, and I do take a lot of caffeine to counter the clozapine sedation.
Mm-hmm. What's the dosage you're on for
Of
clozapine?
clozapine,
Yeah.
I'm on 500 milligrams a day.
Is that like a lot for a person to take?
Yes, it's above average, but on upwards of 900.
Wow. Do you know anyone else that takes clozapine, or you're the only one that you know of?
Well,
Or is that not
I
something
used
that we
I've had a friend that had a cousin that was on clozapine.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. How do you feel about doctors and like big pharma?
Um, I've been through so many doctors. Most of them are pretty good, but I've had some bad apples.
Yeah.
Like, I've been called retarded by a doctor before in the emergency room.
Really?
Yes.
Did you file a complaint or anything towards that doctor?
Well, they had me do a survey after I was discharged, and I put that down, but I didn't hear anything else. I figured if he did that to me, he probably does it to other people. I'm sure he's been reported before.
So he told it. Did he tell it to your face, or he said it like behind your back?
He said it to my face.
Jesus. Well, that's fucking rude.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, that's why some doctors in these doctors, it's the number one job that has the most affairs within workers. That's what I found out, and those are pieces of shit people. So,
Agreed.
but there are good ones. Let's all agree on that. But there are some bad ones.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, it's terrible. So you take so what's the chemical name for Thorazine? I forgot which one was the specific name for it.
Chlorpromazine.
Chlorpromazine. So how strong is that? Because I know the one is it's like the actual Thorazine is not prescribed in the United States, but you can get the general. That's what you're on, right?
Yes.
Okay, so is that like a very strong medication?
I'm not on a super high dose of it, and it's not very potent, but dose-wise, like a high dose can really put you out, make you really tired. Kind of like clozapine can.
Yeah. Is that a pill or is it an injection?
It's a pill.
A pill, okay. So how many injections are you doing? Do you have any injections?
I do not.
No, okay. So do you wish that, maybe one day you can get off all these, or do you think you'll be on these, like, do you have to take these pretty much the rest of your life? Has that ever crossed your mind?
I'm thinking I'll probably be a Muslim for the rest of my life, but on the other hand, I am hopeful that someday there is I don't want to say cure. Well, yeah, cure for schizophrenia and all my other disorders.
Is schizophrenia the scariest one you have, or is there any other one that scares you more than that?
Psychiatric-wise, schizophrenia definitely, but I don't have the best heart or lungs or stomach.
Oh, okay. Schizophrenia, that makes you terrified of it.
Because, like, I can't tell when it's happening. Well, I mean, it hasn't happened in a long time, but, like, I can't tell when it's happening. And I'm hearing things telling me to hurt myself. I'm really paranoid. Weird delusions, like bizarre and non-bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the delusions. I'd say the delusions are scarier than the hallucinations.
So when you were going through these delusions, is there anything that you haven't mentioned that you can remember that were going on with these delusions?
I'm trying to think of my scariest. I had a lot, like, people who wave their hair a certain way. I would take it as a sign that they were following me. I guess being tracked and hunted down and mind reading. Those are all pretty common with my experience.
Mm-hmm. Were these oh, go on. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Were these, like, you see more females or males in these delusions?
Males.
Males. Do you think there's a reason for that, or you just kind of like, we're like, all right, they're males?
I'm assuming because men are typically scarier.
Yeah.
In my mind, it makes me want to be as scared as I can be. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. Let me see here. Let's see if there's any questions from the chat. Someone said, I feel for this guy. He sounds so polite, a genuine good person doing the best with this terrible disorder. So people feel for you, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Let's see here. Someone asked, how do you understand the world? What is your philosophy? Has he felt heard and loved in his condition? Have you felt loved in your condition? Like, do you feel comforted by people?
A lot of my family and some of my friends, yes, but there also have been people that distance themselves.
Does that make you sad?
Yeah.
Do you wish more people would understand what you're going through?
I wish I would understand, but I wouldn't wish that they had to experience it.
Yeah, no, it's tough to wish that on your worst enemy, you know. So it's like having to go through it is just, yeah. Someone asked, is there any positives about your condition, if there's any?
I think it shows resilience. But it'd be a positive thing.
Okay, so like it's kind of almost a humbling thing a little bit. Yes, okay. Someone said, looking back to before you were unwell, did you notice anything where in hindsight you think was a warning sign?
Yeah, I think the Slender Man thing, and when I was maybe 13, it wasn't sleep paralysis because I could move, but I saw someone I was at I think it was a hotel, and I had a direct line of sight to the bathroom, and I just saw like a girl, and it wasn't actually there. I don't really believe in ghosts or anything, so I don't know. I'm assuming that was a hallucination.
Do you think any of these are real? Do you think what you and other schizophrenics see are the real world, or do you think that's just all in your mind? And yeah,
I honestly think it's just all in your mind. I would like to believe that it's.
Oh, did it cut out again?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
What was the question again?
It's okay. So like, wait, let me try to remember here. Okay. So do you think it's like what the real world, like, do you think schizophrenics see the real world, or it's all in your mind?
I think it's all in your mind. I'd like to believe that it was really happening, not like a psychosis paranoid way, but I think it would be, I don't know how to word it, but it would be relieving that I wasn't psychotic.
Right. Someone asked, have you had any hallucinations that someone was going to jump you?
With the ghillie suit, yes. The ghillie suit people.
How terrifying were these people?
Very, like, there were ditches around that dipped, I don't know, maybe 6, 7, 8 feet. And they would climb out of those and chase me, and they chased me for miles.
And this is when you were found, or so did someone find you, or did you go back to your house when that happened?
I went back to my house.
Were people looking for you, or did you just do it did you just do it secretly?
I did it secretly.
Okay. Hmm. And so when you got back to your house, did these people, were they still following you or are they gone?
They were gone. I'd lost them.
Okay. Hey, you outran them.
Yeah.
um, so someone asked here, what can others do to help people like yourself? Like what is like someone like me or someone just out there that can like, is there anything that we can do to help with this or just be more
Just,
understanding or something or
uh, just, I mean, you can learn about it, get educated about it. And if you're working in like healthcare or something, you can understand the signs and symptoms of it.
yeah, because this has actually been a very harrowing interview so far. I actually really, this is some pretty crazy stuff that I'm learning here. Um, well, I just don't even know where to go on to from here. It's very. I just want to say, I feel for you, man. You know, this is it's really tough that you have to live through this, but at least there is a treatment that you can actually, you're able to live with this, and I really like your resilience and just is really like it's given me some inspiration just to keep going, So that's
Thank you.
yeah, no problem. Um, what about have you ever thought about microdosing mushrooms? Have you done that, or where have you thought about it just to help maybe?
Oh, I've definitely thought about it, but I would first make sure they weren't a controlled substance, and then I'd make sure my psychiatrist would be okay with that.
Yeah, because it might not mix well with certain medications. Have you? Is there any like? Do you remember the last time you did a recreational drug?
Um, it's been a very long time.
Because you said 2019 was the time you did the 6 grams of shrooms. So was it
Yeah.
probably that?
Um, I think I smoked cannabis in like 2021.
How does that affect you? Like, how did that affect you when you smoked it?
For a lot of schizophrenics, it can actually make them psychotic, but for me, it didn't.
Oh, that's good.
But I wouldn't do it anymore because it just makes me hungry and tired and groggy.
Yeah, you don't need that because the you're already sedated enough from the clozapine.
Yeah.
Does the clozapine make you hungry at all?
Oh, yeah.
It does. Okay.
Yeah.
How
Like
much?
a lot.
So what are you eating on a daily basis? I mean, not like what specifically, but like how much are you eating?
I can control myself. I take a lot of caffeine to wake me awake, keep me from not stuffing my face, for lack of a better word.
Um,
But I'd probably say average 2,000 calories.
2,000 calories.
I try to
Okay.
get a lot of protein though.
Okay, that's good. Got to build up that muscle.
Oh yeah.
We kind of went over this a little bit, but I'm just trying to get through these questions, see if if there's anything interesting that we might have missed. But it's they said, how did your mental health spiral start?
Um, really made it start, but they say that early cannabis use can kind of trigger it.
Okay.
And I was smoking weed since like my 13th birthday until like 2017 when my symptoms started. Then I kind of not completely quit, but not abuse it very often.
Mm-hmm. Do you think weed might have had a role in causing it?
I think there's definitely a possibility of it, yes.
Because I know when I smoke, I get very paranoid and anxious, like really bad. It gets like to the point where I can't even function. But That's why I like to drink because I feel better. Let's see here. Someone said, "Have you ever tried to welcome your hallucinations and understand their desire on a deeper level?" Interesting question.
I think it's interesting. Like,
Yeah. It's a tough one.
yeah.
Not easy to answer.
What was that?
I said that one's not easy to answer. That one's, you got to think about that one. That was a good question.
Yeah. Can you repeat the question?
Have you ever tried to welcome your hallucinations and understand their desire on a deeper level? If you can't answer it, that's fine. But yeah, well, you just go on. But yeah.
How do I put this?
Maybe we could come back to it later.
Yeah, let's come back to
Okay.
it.
That's a tough one. And I also heard your dogs bark in the background, and they sounded fine. So that wasn't a big worry as I thought it was going to be. So yeah, you're good.
Yeah, me too.
They're kind of cute.
They're
Let's
good
see.
dogs.
Yeah, dogs bark. Is just what they do.
Yep.
Let's see here. That's a weird question. So I guess I can ask this in something that I can make myself a question. So you're familiar, since you watch my channel, you've listened to the Datura trip reports. Has that similar to what you are seeing and hearing?
Honestly, the churro sounds even worse than what I experienced.
Oh God. Wow. That's insane. If that's not something to make you stay away from Datura, then I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Datura is worse than schizophrenia. It's like, oh man.
It's definitely very similar.
For sure.
Like psychedelics, psychosis is like, things moving, but the psychosis is more like actual schizophrenia.
Right. Every time you do Datura, you go through psychosis. That's just what it is. It's terrifying. Have you ever had disappearing cigarette phenomenon by chance?
No.
No.
I'm not.
Yeah, that always fascinated me. I don't know how that happens, but like I always wanted to know if people who smoke cigarettes, does it only happen to them, or does it happen to people that don't smoke cigarettes as well? That's why I was always confused about, but I don't know if we'll ever find that out.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah. So are you a religious person?
It's weird. When I'm in psychosis, I actually am, but when I'm not, I'm not. Which might sound weird, but that's just how my brain's wired.
Do you think so when you do believe in religion, do you think the devil has to play in your hallucinations and delusions and stuff?
Yes, and I also believe, like, not necessarily positive or negative stuff, but I believe, like, I have superpowers, like I can handle heat that's caused by the devil. Weird shit like that.
Have you ever gone through physical pain from these hallucinations? Like, I know you said that you've never acted upon the ones where you said you hurt yourself, but has there been any time where, like, you got some sort of pain from it?
Not pain from that, but lately I've been having, I don't know if it's nerve pain or something, but like it feels like I'm getting stung by bees and on
Ooh.
fire, like all over my back. It doesn't happen too often. It doesn't last very long, but it hurts. I don't think it's probably a nerve problem.
Yeah. Did you talk to your doctor about that as well, or is it just new that you haven't yet?
I've had it for a while. I'm meeting with my primary care physician soon.
Now for nerve
I'm gonna bring
pain,
it up with him.
yeah, for nerve pain, I hear gabapentin is like what they prescribe. They might give you that. I don't know, but there's other things too. Pregabalin, I feel like they
Yep,
might.
Lyrica.
Yeah,
Pregabalin, Lyrica, same.
yeah. Um, let's see. Um, do. Trying to see if anyone. Some real questions. Some people are putting non questions in here. Let me see here. Is there anything else that you want to talk about by chance that you wanted to bring up? Maybe that can lead to something else.
I just want everyone to stay educated, learn about it if they want, learn about meds that help it, learn about crisis if it happens.
Wait, hold up. Let me see here. So you have agoraphobia. Let's get into that a little bit.
All right.
What's scary about that, or what's difficult about living with that, and what medications do you take specifically for that? If they told you.
If something's really crowded, I know I'll have a panic attack, so I'll avoid that place, and I also avoid places that I've previously had panic attacks at.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of them being Dunkin' Donuts. I haven't been there since. But I mean, I could go because it's pretty well maintained. And I take alprazolam. I take alprazolam for a lot of things, but that's just one of them.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever been to a store like Trader Joe's?
I have not.
Okay, because that store is really crowded, and yeah, no, it's terrifying for me. Because I get panic attacks. I don't know if I have agoraphobia or not, but I never, have looked it up to see, but yeah, no, I get panic attacks if I'm in a crowded space too, like that. So I feel you on that one. Let's see here. Is there any other places that you don't go into that you can name off the top of your head?
Yeah, certain bars in pretty much any place that's really packed a lot, I just can't handle it. Like I won't even have a panic, like get to the point of having a panic attack. I'll just go in somewhere, see if there's so many people, I can't handle it. Overstimulating.
So the people is what makes you freak out, right?
Yes, and like not just the concentration of people, but like if your area is small.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of a mixture, like how many people there are and how big the area is, kind of go hand in hand.
Do you hear them like saying things about you? Because I know with panic attacks, for me, I hear people say, like negative things about me. Is that what you hear too, or is it just like something else?
I don't necessarily hear them do that, but I think that they're doing that. If that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. No. We in our sober minds, when we're away from the store, we know that they're not saying it, but in our when we're there, it's a different story.
Yeah. Exactly.
So what about like do you go on vacations ever?
Yes.
You do? Is
I
there
used to not be able to do that, but I've
okay.
been with exposure therapy and
How has exposure therapy helped you?
going to bars over time with my therapist.
Hmm.
Usually they're not too populated, but we're trying to build my confidence up until I can get into more crowded and more crowded
So
places.
so you do the therapy sessions from the bars and stuff?
Yeah, he'll pick me up from my house and then take me to a bar for like an hour and then take me back home.
Oh wow. I've never heard of that before. I don't know why I haven't heard of that. Do you think you'll go to a Dunkin' Donuts maybe one time and with them? Uh,
I think I could, to be honest.
that'll be
I think
fun.
I've gotten a lot better.
I feel like you can make it there. You can do it.
I think I can too.
I'm gonna order you a donut right now. No, I'm kidding. But that's cool. Yeah, someone said that's beautiful. The therapist cares for you so much like that. Yeah, that's really cool. I never heard of that. That's really interesting to me. I did not know that people did that. I'll have to talk to my psychiatrist about that. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I can't really drive because of my seizures.
Okay, so how often do you have seizures?
About the same time that I've had schizophrenia.
Does it happen daily?
It used to, but with the meds I'm on, it's probably been 7, 8 months, so I could get my license back.
Um, have you ever, were you driving while you had a seizure before?
No, but I still want to trust myself. I want to go at least a year without a seizure. Like, you're supposed to wait 6 months, but I want to go a year because of how often they used to happen and their severity.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to go a year before to
That's
get
a
my license back.
that's a good idea. Yeah, no, you just want to be sure with it.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Um, Besides clozapine, is there what's your next favorite medication that you're taking that has helped a lot?
Um, Probably Thorazine from
Okay.
because I used to throw up multiple times a day, every day. I couldn't hold anything down, felt sick all the time. The Thorazine has helped quite a bit.
So you don't throw up too much now, right?
No, maybe like once a week, which is a hell of a lot better than it used to be.
Right, right. I mean, I hate throwing up, so I can't imagine doing it often. You know, that sounds terrible. Ugh.
Yeah.
Um, Someone said, "Can you take SSRIs with schizophrenia?" Do you know that?
Um, I know it's contraindicated for people who are bipolar because it can make you manic, but I don't know if it can affect schizophrenia. I'm on an SM right now. That's venlafaxine.
Yeah. So desvenlafaxine. It's different from venlafaxine. Uh, how
They're
does
very similar though.
They're very similar. Okay, so is it Prestique is what you're taking, the brand name?
Yes.
Okay. Um, so does that help? So if you have you ever like missed doses before?
No, but that's for my ADHD. That's not for schizophrenia because obviously schizophrenics can't take stimulants.
Okay, yeah. Because I know if you miss a dose of venlafaxine, it can be very if you have to take it at the same time every single day, or else it's gonna be like go through withdrawal basically. And that's what scared me away from taking it. I don't know if I scared myself with reading stories on my channel, but but yeah, no, it's yeah. Is it? Do you know if it's stronger than just regular venlafaxine? You said it's very similar, but do you know if it's stronger than it?
I don't know which one's more potent.
Oh, okay. See if there's any more questions here. Trying to think. I mean, we're closing in on an hour here, so we did get through a lot. If you have any closing statements you want to say, or just anything you want to get to the audience's head, the nail in the coffin, if you want to say anything.
Educate yourselves. Try to have empathy for people with schizophrenia. Avoid substances if you can. Take your meds how you're supposed to if you're on meds. Don't abuse meds. And yeah.
Well, that was a quick hour. We got through a lot of stuff there. So I will continue on this podcast, but you are, I appreciate you for coming on, Chase. Maybe we could have you on again for another episode at some point. That was very harrowing, and I love the introspection that you brought on to this. And we got through a lot of stuff, and I think a lot of people will learn from what we talked about here, because I learned a lot of stuff. So, yeah, I will talk to you on Instagram after this when I'm done with the podcast. I'll let you know how it goes. But yeah, so thank you for your time, and I really appreciate you being on.
I appreciate you for having me.
Thanks, man. All right. So that was the interview, and we got through a lot of stuff. It was very interesting. Oh, are you still on?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna, sorry.
That was funny. See, this is what happens when you're on the Trip Sitters podcast. Things happen. You do some funny stuff, and things happen. Last night, I answered the door in my underwear for the Chipotle man. But today, it was a very serious interview, very serious indeed. I learned a lot. I mean, learning about schizophrenia, the main thing here is that you want to know how it is to, just to understand what schizophrenics go through. And, just what they do, what their daily life struggles are like. And just how they deal with life. It's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. I do have to use the bathroom really bad, so I will be right back. I've been holding it in, so I'll be right back. I'm sorry, guys. All right, I'm sorry, guys. I had to go really bad. Uh, um, but yeah, no, the delusions and stuff, the hallucinations, the snipers, the suit people. That was very terrifying to think about. Um, but I really appreciate you guys asking questions. That was very nice of you guys to put that out there, help me out, because I mean I had a whole fucking list. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I had 15 questions, but you know, it went by quick. It went by really quick. Um, but yeah, weed can open your mind. Yeah, no, weed. You know, weed is definitely not as safe as people say it is. You know, they say it's the gateway drug. That might be the case. Might be the case. I mean, think delusions can inspire so much ecstasy, and they are just thoughts. Yeah, they are just thoughts at that point. They are just thoughts. But I think, did you guys learn a lot today? Put in the chat if you guys learned a lot. Because I think I did. It's very terrifying. I did not know much about schizophrenia before this. Yeah, neither did I. You know, yeah, it's really crazy. Alcohol is a more effective gateway drug anyway, though. Yeah, no, we're not discounting alcohol. That's definitely still a problem, you know. But Ozzy just ran into the frickin' thing. If he just joined, it will be on Spotify and YouTube once this is done. I already knew things, but the interview was good, in my opinion. Yes, a lot of questions, lots of questions, lots of learning. You know, it's very scary to think about. You know, if you were to get schizophrenia, your symptoms and everything that you're going through. It's a very terrifying thing. Very terrifying thing. See here. We're actually having a lot of people on for that. I think that was I think it was a really good interview. I really do. I really think that was one of the best ones I think we've ever done. I just love to learn so much about, you know, disorders, things in your mental state, and drugs and stuff, how drugs affect you, and that's what, you know, it was perfect for what we had tonight. I wouldn't like to be around schizophrenic. They might be aggressive sometimes. That's true. They could be, but I feel like he is very sedated, and he's definitely got it under control. So I feel comfortable around him for sure. But someone who's not medicated, yeah, that might be a different story. That might be a different story. How did you feel after last night? I got pretty tired, honestly. Yeah, I got pretty tired. No, I barely could stay awake. But I did go to bed at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So I gotta take my medicine. I almost forgot to take it. Question mark? I use psychedelics to recover permanently from psych issue and mental illness. It would be cool to chat about it. Well, that's good. Psychedelics can be, you know, it can help for sure. But sometimes you got to be careful with it because they might not treat you right. They might not treat you right at all. All right, I took it. I took my medicine. Fucking bitches. Um, I always thought, schizophrenic people, I feel like they just see the world for what it is, but he said from experience that it's all in his mind. I would take that opinion over the opinion of someone who doesn't have it. But I did experience some schizophrenia like symptoms when I was on Hawaiian Baby Wood Roast, where they were telling me the schizophrenic voices were like, "Do it, kill him, do it," and it was very, very terrifying to feel that. Very terrifying. You can learn a lot from ill people as they see the world very differently often and can open new perspectives. Yeah, no, he opened a lot of new perspectives for me. Definitely ones that I was not seeing. I got psychosis from combining dexedrine and weed. Oh boy, terrible. Yeah, it takes hard work in researching how the brain works. It's definitely hard. The brain is the most complex thing in the universe. So, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. But still, 24 different medications is quite a bit. Well, it's more like 16 if you don't count the inhalers. But yeah. Fucking hell. I got a pill identifier book. I wonder if I could find Thorazine on here. It should be on here, you would think. Thiazide diuretics. Or would it be chlorpromazine? Thyroid? Nope. See, it's not. We don't want the thyroid. Let me see here. I'm trying to find it. There's clonidine. Chlorpromazine. We found it. I found it. It's right here. Yeah, it's an antipsychotic. It's prescribed for psychotic disorders, manic symptoms related to manic depressive disorder, agitation, or aggressiveness in children with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD, or behavioral problems, nausea, vomiting, and hiccups, acute intermittent porphyria, and apprehension before surgery or other procedures. Pimazide is prescribed for Tourette syndrome. Chlorpromazine and similar antipsychotics act upon a portion of the brain called the hypothalamus. Antipsychotic medications affect parts of the hypothalamus that control metabolism, body temperature, alertness, muscle tone, hormone balance, and vomiting. These medications are available in suppositories and as a liquid for those who have trouble swallowing tablets. Yeah, so this is Thorazine. Antipsychotic drugs have also been associated with a potentially fatal condition, sometimes referred to neuroleptic malignant syndrome. Sometimes symptoms of NMS include high fever, muscle rigidity, altered mental states, irregular fast heartbeat, irregularities in blood pressure, and excessive sweating. Levels of some white blood cells can drop drastically in people taking one of these medicines, making it harder to fight infection. Your doctor will monitor your blood count. Possible side effects, most common, drowsiness, especially during the first or second week of therapy. If drowsiness becomes troublesome, contact your doctor. Less common, changes in blood components, including anemias, raised or lowered blood pressure, abnormal heart rate, heart attack, sensitivity to light, and faintness or dizziness. Rare side effects can occur in almost any part of the body. Contact your doctor if you experience anything unusual taking this medication. Drug interactions: do not interact. Do not mix these drugs with medications to treat heart rhythm, such as amiodarone, bertilium, disopyramide, dofetilidide, quinidine, and sotalol. Arsenic trioxide, cisapride, dolasetron, droperidol, mefloquine. Mefloquine. Oh my god. That's funny. That's a funny medication. Mefloquine. Hey. Mesoridazine, moxifloxacin, excuse me, pentamidine, tacrolimus, excuse me, and ziprasidone. These combinations can affect your heart rhythm. There's a lot more, but I'm not going to read it because I know I'm going to fucking butcher the names of them. It's these medications, where did they come up with them, you know? The usual dosage is 10 to 50 milligrams, 3 to 4 times a day. Let's see what the clozapine was. Because he said he was taking 500 milligrams a day. That seems like a lot. For sure. There's clonidine again. I don't know if it'll be on here or not. No. Damn it. I thought it would be. You want more Datura stories, bro? Well, they're gonna come. I'm gonna come, for sure. Gonna come everywhere. Gonna come everywhere. Be sure to give this interview a like. I'll probably be going pretty soon, honestly. If you guys want to see the most unhinged live stream, just listen to the one we were before. The one that was from last night, because I went fucking crazy in that one. But yeah. No, I think I'm gonna get going because I need to go to sleep, honestly, pretty soon. I know it's a Saturday, but yeah, I'm getting tired. I used all my energy for this interview, and now I don't have any. I don't have any energy now. But yeah, no, it went well. It went very well. It went very well. It was the best interview of all time. It was incredible. It was amazing. Did you feel like this is good practice for the addiction therapy you want to do? I know it's different, but the talking aspect, yeah, no, I think it's a very good practice for it, for sure, for fucking sure. But yeah, I can't believe there's 57 people on here watching. Like, they're just like waiting for me to say stuff. Papa Vivance, yeah, a little too late for that. But yeah. No, I hope you all have a wonderful day, guys. No, I seriously got to go because I am just really tired. I was tired all day. So I will try to get a video out tomorrow or Monday. We'll see. But yeah, I am tired. So yeah, have a wonderful night, guys. I appreciate you guys coming on here and giving your introspections.